So if you all look at your papers, some of those faces you might recognize and some of them you might not. The first is Isaac Newton. He's one of the most influential scientists that we have in our history. And did you all know that he actually did not do very well in school? He was told to stay home and work on the farm because he was not a very good student. The second is Colin Powell. He's a retired four-star general, and he actually received C's throughout his college career as well. And the last picture you'll see on that is Bill Gates, one of the co-founders of Microsoft. And did you all know that he actually dropped out of Harvard when he was in college? So we can see that there's a lot of people that gave a lot of influence over time in our, in America's history, and they didn't do very well in school. Some of your kids or you yourself might be a product of the public school system. You might know what it does or what standardized testing does to your GPA and how it doesn't always accurately reflect how intelligent you are, how smart you are. So I'm a product of public school as well, and I know that throughout high school there was so much emphasis placed on our GPAs and our grades and getting A's and not so much on the extracurriculars or how we actually learn throughout a daily basis. So today I'm going to take you through the consequences of standardized testing and help you understand how we're currently failing our youth and setting them up for something that's less than success for their future just based on the way that they learn and the way that we're teaching. So by ignoring individual needs and stifling creativity in the classroom, we're not only limiting our teachers' ability to teach, but we're limiting our students' ability to learn and be successful in their futures, whether it's a job or grad school or college. So the first thing, I think everybody knows what this is. It's a Scantron test, which we've all taken through SOLs, through middle school, elementary school, high school. It completely kills creativity and imagination in students. Teachers are hindered because there's not enough time to teach all the material that's going to be on the test, and they're simply just, students are asked to regurgitate information word for word based on what the teachers are saying. And if the students don't pass, they might get held back in future grades, or they may have to retake the test, but that's only by case-by-case basis. And it's actually seen in Virginia that even if a student passes the course itself but fails the SOL, they will only be able to achieve a standard diploma. So even if you are bright and intelligent and creative, with a creative mind, in order to gain or achieve an advanced diploma, you have to pass all of your SOLs. And of course, jobs are looking for advanced diplomas. Graduate programs are looking for advanced diplomas. So these students would need special accommodations, but unfortunately standardized testing ignores the needs of an individual based on what the majority needs or what the majority of test makers think that a majority of students would need to pass a test. They place us in this one-size-fits-all standardized testing, when in reality that's just not the case. Many students learn the material, but they experience test anxiety. So they understand the material, but when they go to take the test, they get nervous and they're flustered and they don't do well in the test and they don't perform well. Not to mention the fact that some of certain tests don't even match, the way that they're asking questions doesn't match what the teacher is teaching in the class or how the student is physically learning. 75% of students learn by hands-on, by actually doing the task that they are learning. And 90% learn better by teaching someone else how to do it or immediately using that information. But public schools, I can say for example, they don't give us a lot of opportunities to really do something, unless it's a biology course and we're doing a lab. But for the most part, you don't get to do what you learn. You just are given bullet points, you learn them, and then that's it. So most teachers really just don't have the time or the resources to teach the way that some students need to learn. And the tests don't really adequately test us on how the information is being learned in the classroom. So even if a teacher is successful in teaching a certain student, like if they learn a different way, if they learn by hands-on, or if they learn in a more creative manner, if teachers are able to successfully get to that part of the student, the test itself, the SOL, is created by someone completely different. And that entity is not able to accurately grasp the way that the teacher is teaching or the way that the student is learning. Information is separated into bits and pieces, when in reality information shouldn't be categorized in a bit or a piece of information. It really should be a concept that can be learned and applied. So in conclusion, considering how inadequately standardized testing measures intelligence in our youth, it's ironic how heavily employers and graduate programs look to it to measure aptitude. Standardized testing, it takes the creativity and imagination out of the process of learning, and it forces us into this one-size-fits-all, but in reality, we're not socks. We cannot be fit into one size, and we all learn differently, and we're honestly doing an injustice to our youth today and forcing them to learn in a certain way in schools.